You know, one of the things that consistently comes up in my campaign, because I was one of these people who didn't quite get Donald Trump in the beginning, I didn't sort of fully appreciate where he was coming from or what he was about, and now I very much do, is this concept of red pilling. And if you ever heard this term, it comes from the movie The Matrix, which, as I understand it, is made by a couple of people who do not share the politics of the people in this room.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us, even now in this very room. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Truth regimes, always and everywhere, find their ideological defenders in the intellectual class. These people disseminate and control the flow of information. They are the handmaidens of power. They help to maintain the status quo by policing the boundaries of what is thinkable. And accordingly, the questioning of a truth regime begins with renegade intellectuals who are able to jam the flow of information with news signals which scramble and question the status quo. At first, the renegade intellectuals will be persecuted as heretics, but as these ideas gain more purchase, generally as they are picked up by artists and disseminated in culture, they start to penetrate the institutions of the status quo. And as these ideas spread to more and more people, the old ideas can no longer serve. More and more people question them until, in the end, there is a new truth regime and we get another revolution of elites. Such a revolution took place following the Second World War. The old truth regime, which had been built on notions such as duty, patriotism, and respect for the family, came to be seen as old-fashioned and outmoded by renegade intellectuals in the 1950s and 1960s, and so a new truth regime emerged in which there was a new ultimate good and a new ultimate evil. The ultimate good was the idea of unlimited individual self-expression as embodied in the ideals of the 1960s, as John Lennon sung in his song, God, I just believe in me.
I don't believe in Bible. I don't believe in tarot. I don't believe in Hitler. I don't believe in Jesus. I just believe in me. You don't call me. And that's reality.
This is the deracinated individual, shorn of history, culture, religion, a new man for a new age. Right now, we are only seeing the logical next steps in a society in which this idea is the ultimate moral good.
What does it mean to be red pilled?
What it meant to me was, first of all, sort of a complete negation of kind of the whole frame of thinking about politics and history that I was brought up in, which really, had to be every bit the equal of sort of the frame breaking that you would have to do if you'd grown up under Soviet communism. Right. And so, that's quite a bit of frame breaking. And the way these systems work is you sort of break a piece of the frame and you think you've gotten it all. Right. And then you're like, it actually goes deeper.
What is the cathedral?
What is the cathedral?
The cathedral is just a short way to say journalism plus academia, the intellectual institutions at the center of modern society, just as the church was the intellectual institution at the center of medieval society. The mystery of the cathedral is that all the modern world's legitimate and prestigious intellectual institutions, even though they have no central organizational connection, behave in many ways as if they were a single organizational structure. This pseudo-structure is synoptic. It is one clear doctrine or perspective. It always agrees with itself.
To push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
The basic idea is that once you see the way that knowledge is transmitted, once you see the way that public policy works in this country, it's very hard to unsee it. So much of what drives truth and knowledge as we understand it in this country is fundamentally determined by, supported by, and reinforced by the universities in this country. That is the world that we live in. We live in a world that has been made effectively by university knowledge. There is a season for everything in this country, and I think in this movement of national conservatism, what we need more than inspiration is we need wisdom. And there was a wisdom in what Richard Nixon said approximately 40, 50 years ago. He said, and I quote, "The professors are the enemy."